Ladies and gentlemen, this is a response to the cut and paste Kos Served, Tancredo GOT Served by KataVideo. I like to focus on Frito Bandito's comments. Marcos Malitz's comments at the 125 mark. I'll make sure when I reference Kaka's video that you can click there and it'll forward to the relevant point and avoid all this other stuff she puts in there to look cute. Ann Coulter refers to Marcos as Frito Bandito. We'll follow her lead. Frito says this is a threat to Republicans. They built an entire ideology predicated on telling people that government does not work. They are terrified of government programs that work. Which ones? Because then people will realize that government is not the enemy and that they're going to work. They're going to vote Democratic because Democrats are the party who realize that people need help, and government can sometimes offer solutions. I'd like to ask Frito a question, and you too, Kaka. We'll see if you can respond. How far does a government agency or program have to be in debt before you would consider it not being a viable solution? Let's run down in short order, with references of course, several government programs and agencies that are a fiscal train wreck. See if you can respond to these, Kaka. In my Healthcare Reform Americans in London video, I supplied viewers with information showing us that Medicare spending projections were off by a wide margin. Let's look at the United States Postal Service. How is that government agency performing? It lost $3.8 billion last fiscal year, and that's after cutting $6 billion. In 2003, the U.S. Postal Service initiated the Intelligent Mail program, which would integrate 30 different barcode systems used by commercial mailers into a single system. Good idea. Ideally, the new barcode system would improve efficiency, reduce costs, and improve timeliness of delivery. However, a new report from the Government Accountability Office details numerous problems with the program's implementation that are all too common in government. Delays. The entire program was supposed to have been deployed by January 2009. Now it's being done in phases, with the second phase completed by the end of November. Key components of the program have been deferred, including performance measurement capabilities required by law. Greater automation of the business mail verification process, which was one of the key justifications for the program, has also been left out. And we have cost overruns. To incorporate all the components as originally planned, the USPS will need to spend more money on a third phase. However, the GAO says the program's managers aren't sure the money will be made available given the USPS's poor financial condition. The GAO also found that program managers didn't include all the costs associated with the program, and they therefore lack an accurate total cost estimate. That's government for you. Poor performance. The first phase is already being plagued by operational problems. As of June 2009, 73 issues had been identified by mailers and the USPS. Good enough for government work, I suppose. They can just get some taxpayer-funded subsidies to continue it. Salaries as a percentage of unadjusted operating expenses in fiscal year 01 were 79% for USPS, 45% for FedEx, and 65% for UPS. If one adjusts operating expenses adjusted to remove structural differences in transportation, depreciation, and maintenance costs, USPS comes in at 89%, FedEx at 71%, and UPS at 82%. The average USPS worker earns $83,000 per year in compensation, as union deals have delivered regular wage and benefit increases over the years. The Government Accountability Office recently noted that compensation and benefits constitute close to 80% or more of USPS's costs, a percentage that has remained similar over the years despite major advances in technology and the automation of postal operations. Then we have the government-run Senate cafeteria. Not looking good so far, Kaka. The restaurants have lost more than $18 million since 1993 and an estimated $2 million in 2008 alone. The Senate needs a $250,000 taxpayer bailout to make next month's payroll. All told, they bring in more than $10 million a year in food sales, but have turned a profit in just 7 of their 44 years in business, according to the GAO. In a masterful bit of understatement, Senator Feinstein blamed noticeably subpar food and service. What a surprise, lousy service and losing money in a government operation. Meanwhile, across the Capitol, Democrats who led the House of Representatives in the 1980s turned that chamber's food service over to private contractors. The result? The Post reported better food, more choices, and profitability, paying $1.2 million in commissions to the House since 2003, and Senate staffers chose to eat at the House's facilities. Then we have the vaunted Capitol Hill Visitor Center, another government program, caca. What was proposed as a $71 million project in the early 1990s became a $265 million endeavor a decade later. By the time the work got underway in 2002, the price tag was up to $368 million. Tomorrow, this was back in December 2008, the ribbon will be cut on a $621 million project that still wasn't completed at that time. Then there was the congressional penchant for thinking big. The center's architects were ordered to include 150,000 square feet of shell space for some future day when Congress might need more office area. The finished center is about 2/3 the size of the entire Capitol. Then there have been delays, a malady common to many federal endeavors. The project once was expected to be finished in time for the presidential inauguration in January 2005. As that date neared, the center was about half done. So the completion date was bumped ahead to spring 2006, and then 2.5 years later, finally. Lastly, demonstrating Edwards' budget law that government cost projections are usually off markedly. Again, this is your government-run program here. Government sometimes offers solutions, says Frito. The 1996 Farm Bill was supposed to cost $47 billion, but ended up costing $118 billion in 2002. The same can be said of the International Space Station, Boston's Big Dig, the USDA's efforts to modernize its computer system, Seattle's light rail system, and the construction of Denver International Airport. All cost projections were way off, sometimes more than double. I think Frito Bandito should be more careful when he's preaching to the choir saying government works. Government doesn't work, caca. Excuse me, I need a drink. It's always off.